Hi, this is Jeff Spencer, Math 120 instructor for the Community College of Denver. This is a video, extra video for Section 1C, helping us set up and create Venn diagrams. So my goal for both of these problems is I'm going to create a table trying to get the numbers of the cross tabulation, very much like what we saw in the first lecture talking about mothers who smoke and having babies, whether they're born at normal weight or not. So we're going to create the table, and you have a couple homework problems where they give you part of the table, but we're going to have to create the table ourselves and then use that table to pretty much fill in the Venn diagram. I think it's really helpful to create the table first, and then once we do that, we'll just put the four numbers from the table in the right spots in the Venn diagram. So this one says create a Venn diagram with numbers for a group of 75 people, of whom 32 play tennis, 37 play golf, and 8 who play tennis and golf. So, they were basically asked two questions. Do you play tennis? Yes or no. Do you play golf? Yes or no. And since they can play both tennis and golf, we're going to want to basically have our cross tabulation. The first one was tennis. So either they do play tennis or they don't play tennis. Or let's say not play tennis. Let me put this in here. Play tennis. Okay, and then this one would be play golf and not play golf. Okay. So now from here we want to create the cross tabulation. So the first thing that we know right away is that there are 8 who play tennis and golf. So play tennis and play golf, that's going to be 8 right there. So we have the 8 who play both tennis and golf. That's the easy part. From there, though, we have to remember what these numbers mean. So when they say 32 play tennis, that means that's the total number of yeses that we got that played tennis. But we know that 8 of those people also said yes to golf. So if 32 total people play tennis, then this row should add up to 32, whether they play golf or not. So this number here has to be 24 because 32 minus 8, that's the total number of tennis people should be, or the total number of tennis people is 32, so 32 minus 8 should be the number that do not play golf. Okay, now we need to figure out the numbers for the bottom. So let's look at the playing golf. We know 37 total play golf, okay? But 8 of them also play tennis. So the total for playing golf has to be 37. So 37 minus 8 must be the number here. That's 29 that do not play tennis but play golf. And then the last number is the neither nor, the not play tennis or the not play golf. Well, remember, there's a total of 75 people here. So we have to get a number here that adds so that the four numbers add up to 27, or sorry, to 75. So we have 37 plus 24, 37 plus 24, 41, 61. So 75 minus 61, which would be 14, who do not play tennis nor play golf. When we create our Venn diagram, we're going to basically just pick the first characteristic here in the upper left and the first characteristic here in the upper left and label the circles that way. So I'm going to say that the right circle is going to be tennis, and the left circle is going to be tennis, and the right circle is going to be golf. And then we're just going to fill in the numbers. Now remember, we know that 8 do both. 8 play tennis and 8 play golf, or 8 play tennis and golf at the same time. So there's 8 right there. Then we want over here, what's this region? Since it's in the tennis circle but not in the golf circle, this is the people that play tennis but do not play golf. So that's 24 right there. This circle over here is the people that play golf but don't play tennis. So play golf but do not play tennis. It's 29. And then the outside is the neither nor. They do not play tennis nor play golf. So that would be 14. All right, let's go down to this next one. So this one says a group of 80 students were asked if they were taking science or art. 10 were taking neither. 50 were taking at least science, and 30 were taking at least art. So science and art, you can take both of those things. So we'll say taking science and taking art. So this would be not taking science, and this would be not taking art. Okay, the number that they give us here initially is that 10 were taking neither. So that's not taking science, not taking art. We know that that 10 right here, I'm sorry, 10 right there, goes right there. Now, so from here, let's just try and fill up the rest of this column here, not taking art. Well, if out of 80 students, 30 were taking art, okay, that means that 50 weren't taking art. Okay, let me say that again. If they're out of 80 students, 30 were taking art, all right, then that means that 50 were not taking art. That would be the total for this column. But we have 10 that are not taking science, so it must be 40 here because this column has to be 50. If 30 were taking art, then 30 out of 80 were taking art, then 50 were not taking art. So that's how we figure out that total there. Now, let's move from here. It says 50 were taking at least science. So that's this column. It has to add up to 50, or sorry, this row has to add up to 50. So what number must go here? 10. And then the last number is the total. So this is 10 plus 40 is 50, plus 10 is 60. 80 students were surveyed. So the last number has to be 20. It has to add up to 80. Okay, so we'll just label the diagrams again, science and art. This is not super easy on a computer, but I'm doing the best I can here. Normally you'll just do this by hand. So remember, okay, so the region that we want to start with is the taking science and taking art. That's the 10 in the middle. Then taking science, not taking art. That's this part right here. They're in the science but not in the art, so 40 goes there. The right circle is the not taking science because they're outside of that circle, but they are taking art, and there's 20 there. And then the 10 that are the neither, they go outside. There's a lot of ways to approach these problems. I'm just giving you one, trying to walk through it logically by setting up a table. So you can still do it. You can still do it in different ways, but the key thing you have to remember is that when you put up the four numbers have to add to the total number of people surveyed. If you don't do that, and if that doesn't match, then you're doing something wrong. A very typical mistake to do, say on number 2, is to put 50 that we're taking at least science right there in the science on the left side. But remember, this 40 are the people that are taking science but not taking art. So when we know that 50 are taking at least science, this science circle has to add up to 50. And I was using kind of those ideas to build up the table. Remember, 30 that are taking at least art, that means that the art circle adds up to 30, not that this number on the outside is 30. So keep those ideas in mind, and good luck. We'll see you next time.